Oh, okay, yeah. So, okay, we just finished this Chris event. There was a half hour there. I thought I like Chris. I don't know if you guys like Chris or not. He's been around for a long time. We've known him for I don't know, back in the '80s, way back in the Floyd Wickman days. Remember those? Way back there. But he talks practical. He talks about things I think that are for us. Is that somebody's playing music or somebody's phone's ringing? Tess, go get your phone. Eh? Somebody grab the bag and give it to her. Oh.
Oh, it's saying that it's time for a meeting.
Oh, it's a meeting time. I was gonna say it's either the phone ringing or an alarm. Okay, good for you.
It's persistent.
Okay, so let's just recap a little bit what Chris had to say there, and we'll get into my meeting there. But before we begin here, is it how we pronounce the name? Is it Hunain? Hunain, new agent here, just second meeting. Okay, welcome. Who else is new here? Who's this guy over here? This guy sitting down? No, yeah. Okay.
I don't think Chris said anything that can make you $1 million.
So let me just go down memory lane for a little bit here for those people that haven't been around for a long time. So Chris talked about if you're getting the business, you need to have some seed money, which is true. You need to have some seed money, and meaning if you're going to be new to the business here, like Nate here, then you've got to have some money there to start some marketing. That's what they're talking about. Some kind of nest egg there, and it's so true. The guy doesn't have $1,000 to pay for a course, but then he goes, do I pay my mortgage or pay my training? So it's kind of a hard thing there. But you have to build these things over time. It doesn't happen overnight. Nest egg is important. You have to invest in your business. This is important. You have to build your brand. These things are all important things, and you can build your brand different ways. But this fellow he was talking about was doing like online leads. Who does online leads, sir? Anybody? Just one or two, okay. And we don't do online leads because why? It's expensive. Okay, so it goes back to his first point. But it's expenses, or is it an investment? Like, would you invest in something that doesn't have a return? I don't know, just curious, right? So it's online presence. So if you're sitting there thinking, I can't do it, online presence. Like if you're with a company, let's say, who's anybody with agent locator in this room? No, agent locator, we're there. I mean, we do agent locator ourselves. It costs what, $50, $60 a month for the web page, and maybe $200 for the Google AdWords or the SEO. So it's $200. You might get a lead maybe, I don't know, once a week, once every couple of weeks and that, but it's more than what you're getting now possibly. So it's not a whole lot of big investments. $200 a month plus the $250 a month. Is that a big investment for online leads? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. So it's just something out there. Everybody might thinks it's expensive. Maybe somebody told you expensive, but you've actually checked out yourself or not. I don't know. One thought. You've done online leads. It can be expensive. I know some people do like $1,000 a month for the Commission Inc. and those guys, right? But it's something out there. This guy did it. Direct mail to his farm. Direct mail, expensive in Canada. But direct mail through AdWords. Well, AdWords is now what, $1.09 or something to print. Anybody know who's done AdWords or not AdWords? Ad mail. Who's done ad mail lately? Is it still about to mail out? I want to say 20 cents maybe. Nobody's done it for a while. Okay, that's fine. Networking events, those are always important. You talked about, and social media is always important. So social media seems to be the big thing now that everybody's into. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not. But it's something that this fellow did. And then you've got your traditional methods for people that don't have that nest egg, which would be your door knocking, your open houses, your community events, networking groups. These don't cost any money, but they're all things to do. But that's something to think about. Somebody asked Katelyn a couple weeks back, what's sort of a budget? What's a good budget for money? Like, what should I be spending on? What's a good rule of thumb? Chris talked about there. He's thinking that 15 to 30% of every commission dollar you get should be reinvested into marketing. That's a good budget. Or he said that 50% of after-tax dollars. So you've gotten a check. 50% of that check after paying your taxes should be spent for marketing. So it's another way of looking at it too. So a lot of people invest in your business. This is your business, right? You guys are all self-employed. This is your business. So somehow you have to invest in those things as well. Target marketing. Katelyn talked about target marketing last Wednesday, when she did her Systems for Success. She did an hour-long session. Actually, it was an hour and a half. It's put on YouTube. It's on the Central 21 Fulton Agent Training on YouTube. She's had over, I think since last week, I think it's over, last time I checked, over 150 views on that thing already on YouTube, plus whatever is on Facebook and Instagram. But have a look at that too if you want to think about how to get your systems done and how to make your business happen. We talked about the seed money. Number 2, choose your target market. We talked about that as well. Target market. Do you have a target market? What would the target market be? Or for that matter, lead magnet. What's the lead magnet? What are you trying to promote? I was talking to an agent last week and listen to what Katelyn had to say about lead magnets. And the agent last week says, well, I'm going to do social media. I'm going to say free market evaluation. Call me today. Do you think that's a good thing for social media? I don't see anybody excited about that one. How come everybody does it? Right? A better one would be, call me for a list of bungalows in your neighborhood. If you've decided that you want to pick elderly people, give me a call for units with basement apartments that generate income. Give me a call for a list of the best condominiums in downtown Toronto. You know what I mean? Like, so just don't like give them a reason to call. These are called lead magnets. If you're going to spend that money or spend that time, give them a reason to call you and set up like those types of things. But pick that target market. It's not a hard thing to do, but something to think about, right? That's what she talked about, right? Marketing is not just enough. You have to have conversations every day with people. So how many people have sent out, not too many people, I don't think anybody here, but how many people have sent out 5,000 flyers to a farm area and sat back waiting for people to call you? Right? Nobody? I don't think anybody has, no. But why? Because when you send out 5,000 flyers, people don't call you. Right? So you have to do both. You got to be consistent. You can't just send it once. People are going to call. It's not going to happen, right? Prospecting, door-to-door mail. Grow the right way. That's fine. Remarkable experience. So you got to have a good client experience, which we talked about as well. Because that good client experience, you're trying to get referrals. And a good client experience would be, as he talked about there, what people dropped off, what ice cream, the Buffini thing. Everybody's been to a Brian Buffini. He talks about all the drop-bys and all the drop-by gifts that he has, just to keep contact with your past clients. But the idea, of course, is to have some type of plan. That's the bottom line, right? So either use this type of thing, or I encourage you to look at that Systems for Success, what Katelyn did last week. It's on YouTube or it's on your Facebook, and have a look at that and try to maybe put things to action, right? So that's fine. So let's get into business here. Reading something this morning, Airbnb. Guys, anybody have Airbnb clients? No? Anybody have any clients that rent their places out at Airbnb? Okay, so there's a good thing. Give me call me for a list of condominiums that allow Airbnb for investment. Anyways, the one particular person here had a rental place. The tenant rented it, and a bunch of them, not just this one here, but they rented it from the landlord, $1 million property, and then they turned around to Airbnb. To do Airbnb in Toronto, you have to get permission from Toronto, get a license. So the tenant, not the landlord, the tenant went to the city, got approval for the Airbnb, then the tenant did what they had to do, and with no knowledge of the landlord itself. So there's lots of damage on the property. It wasn't allowed in the building. The landlord is suing the city for $1.5 million because the city gave the tenant authorization to make this an Airbnb, and the tenant never owned the place and never had authorization. The building never allowed it. But the city said it's okay, here's your license. So the landlord is suing the city. So there are other things out there that you can do, right? Say happy birthday to Percy. He would have been 99 years old today.
Wow.
Right? Unfortunately, he died 24 years ago. 1999 he passed.
How old was he then?
74.
So young.
Seems so young nowadays, eh? But he had 74 good years, so don't say he went too young. So it was 74 years of good years, so okay. I was surprised. I thought we would have had a lot more people that did not renew their license on Treb. I thought for sure that we'd have a, I don't know, 10-15% of fall through in that. But the office, we only saw maybe, I don't know, 10.
That's awesome.
Right? So that was all. So, so we're curious to see what the membership looks like later on. But most people pay. We had to pull a lot of teeth there too, though, right? But there it is. The other thing that's going on right now is Century 21 is moving over, and so is Treb, but moving over to two-step verification. And a lot of people, for some reason, not using their Century 21 email addresses, which is perfectly fine. But here's what's happening. We've gone to your Century 21 email address and we forwarded it to whatever email that you use. So when I speak of this, I'm talking about like a whole bunch of people we have to go after. We're going after these people for a while now. So when you get the email, let's say you have your Century 21 email and you forward it to whatever Gmail you have, my personal Gmail. You get this email saying that you have to set up two-step verification for Century 21. So what the agent does is it was sent to his private Gmail, not Century 21. So he's opened up his email, he sees this two-step because it's been forwarded from Century 21. And then they go in there and they try to do the two-step from that email. You understand what I'm saying here? It doesn't work because you haven't signed into the Century 21. You're still signed into your personal one. So a lot of people have done it saying it doesn't work. Well, it's because you're not in the right email address. So you got to log back in with your Century 21 email address, which means you have to know the password. And then once you're in there, then you can do your two-step. Everybody okay with that? So some people have told us they've done it, or they can't do it. We know why. So this is the reason why. And it's not the end of the world, but a lot of people aren't using that Century 21 anyways. But on the Century 21 email address, we also have what's called a Google worksheet. So what we have is worksheets. So if you ask us for, let's say, a copy of Katelyn's, I don't know, I'm sure it's there somewhere here. Katelyn has the Systems for Sex booklet here, right? And it's got all the things that she talked about last Thursday, all the different things that she got in there. So if you're saying, gee, I want a copy of that, rather than having to email us for a copy, it's all in the library. It's all in the Google Drive. It's all there. So when you log into your Century 21 with your Century 21 address, go to the Waffles, go to the Google Drive. In the Google Drive, we have your buyer's presentation, your listing presentation, your pre-typed offers, your how to set up your web page, all the different things that we've created, all those different systems are all in the Google Drive. So that's the purpose. That's why we want you to. Some people said I never use Century 21 email address. That's fine, but we want you to use the Google Drive because there's so much information there that you can use. Right? So that's the purpose of that. So we'll go after the people that are there. Those people that have done it already, that's great. But if you've not gone into the Google Drive, have a look around there, poke around, see what's there. Pretty much any information that we've done, everything that we've done for all the training, all the forms, all the stats, it's all there already for you. Okay, so that's the purpose of that two-step. Is Morel's not here? Okay, too bad. Morel posted something. She reposted something on Facebook. I thought it was kind of cute, and it reminds me. It's good for her, right? But it says that. There was something my manager at Century 21 Percy Fulton taught me. Well, if you want to wait for all the stars to align, you won't get very far. Don't learn to do, but learn by doing. In other words, some people have the idea that they want to get ready before they go in front of a client. So they want to have all the listing presentation perfect. They want to know all the answers to all the things. They want to know every house design. They want to know what a bungalow is. They want to know what backsplit is, a 5-story backsplit, and by the time that they've learned all the different things you can learn, you're broke and you're out of business because you haven't sold anything. So the idea is that you learn as you go. Or I've got Glennis here. Glennis had her mother Joan Humphreys years ago. Some people remember her. She always had a saying that said, "Fake it till you make it." And she used to say that all the time, right? So fake it till you make it. So if you don't know, you fake it, and then you make it, then you'll know. Right? So my friends here, brand new friends here, like don't be afraid to make get out there and learn, because you're going to learn by doing instead of having to be so prepared before you do.
Sometimes just show up.
Just show up and you don't know, you're all freaked out. What if they ask this question? I better have the answer. What if they do this? I better have the answer. What if they say I better have the answer? And then next thing you know, it's 8 o'clock at night and the day's gone. Right? I see people shaking heads. So they just get out there and make it happen, and then you'll learn on the go as you go, right? Sales and listings. So far we've got 11,800 listings right now. We've hung around that for the last 3 or 4 weeks, about 11,800. 11,700 last week before 11,700. Sales starting to dip a little bit, but they're still okay. Last year we had 2,684 sales for the first 28 days in January. This year we have 3,500, so it's up 31%. So that's good. As I mentioned last time, sales for January last year were not very good. So anything better than last year is going to be positive anyways, but we're starting around the $5,000 range. Condominiums are up 32% and freeholds are up 32%. Leases are interesting. Leases are 14,000 lease listings out there. That's ballooned. And on the lease side, from this year versus last year, it's up 1%. But if I break it down, condos are actually up 11%. Everybody's telling me condos are slow. Freehold houses are down 14% for leases. And I know people that are trying to lease stuff out in the Durham area there, and they're having a hard time getting tenants. Anybody else having that same experience? No? Leases are, everybody's doing okay with all leases? Hard time getting them accepted? Yeah. Okay, so, and then that's part of the problem too. And you've got them all, you've got all the proper paperwork, right? We are seeing, and I'm hearing, and I'm reading, and we've seen it ourselves, where there are a lot of tenants out there that are flat out fraudulent. So you want to be real careful. You want to use that single key company. The single key will do verifications for you. That other website, which I haven't looked into, did you look into that website there? Open Room, it's called. There's an Open Room, which is a public site. I don't know if you pay for it. I don't know what it is, but the idea is there, if you've got a bad tenant, you go in there and report that tenant, and then the next guy who accesses the site, you look for that guy's name, and you'll see that guy's name there.
You can search the tenant by name and that.
So you can search the tenant by name. So it's brand new. It's only been going on for 5-6 months or so, right? And somebody started.
Without getting a permission from the tenant.
Yeah, this is like, it's completely illegal as far as I can see. But I think some landlord started and had a bad tenant. He said, "This is stupid. How come I don't know who the bad tenants are?" So he started this list, and that's where we're at. So that's called Open Door. Sorry, Open Room. And the other one's called Single Key. Also, look at it yourself, right? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know the particular one here, but I've had some in the past where the tenant had 3 jobs and they're all full time.
They started with that page, and then now they hired 2 admins. There's so many people and they can't manage the whole page.
Which one's this for? Sorry.
That's Open Room.
Oh, you're familiar with Open Room? Okay, so tell me about it again then.
So this landlord started the
Yeah.
page, but now it's so popular that they hired 2
Oh,
people
okay.
to just be
All right.
admin of the page.
So they got so this landlord had to hire two administrators just to run the webpage. It's so popular. Open Door.
Open Room.
Open Room. Third time there. Open Room.
Is that for free, you said?
I think it's
Openroom.ca.
openroom.ca. It's free, but I don't know how legal it is. But I don't. Do we care?
Well, I think it's public information anyway. Once there's judgment from the landlord and tenant board,
Yeah.
you have to put that onto the site. You just can't say that so and so is a bad person. You actually have to put the direction or the judgment from the landlord.
Oh, okay, all right. So you just can't.
Upload it there, and then
All right.
that's why it's legal.
So I wonder if somebody's cross-checking those numbers, like to see if they're real or
Well,
not.
for sure, you have to check everybody, right? They check the documents that are being uploaded, and also, yeah.
Does anybody notice how the pre-construction and new builders are going backwards and bending over and doing everything to try to get your attention? All right, because their sales have the lowest number of sales since 1995.
Wow.
Right. So that's the reason why they're doing that. I think so in December, there's a whopping 554 total sales. 400 of those were condos. That was for the whole month of December.
What's that?
The whole month of December, there was 500 and, what did I say, 554 total sales, 400 of those were condominium. So if you're trying to get some deals, like the builders at one time, remember the builders for freehold homes, you want a commission? Psst, forget it, man, I'm not giving you nothing. Now I think they've changed a little bit too. Right?
There was still a lineup in Brampton.
Who knows, right? We got a letter from one developer, you're talking about Brampton, this developer here was in Milton, and we got a letter from, who did we get a letter from? 5% commission? Yeah, maybe.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
So the one that Hirsch was doing just recently, the one they did last week, he was giving 5% commission plus a 4-star or 5-star trip to Vegas for every unit that you sell.
Is that a house?
It's a condo. It's actually it's a Tridel condo in Milton,
No.
wasn't it?
Green Park.
Oh, Green Park.
Thompson
Someone told me it was
Towers,
Tridel.
Green
Green Park? Okay. So Green Park is a good house builder too, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So this one here, it's Heart Lake. Is Heart Lake in Brampton? Got a letter from, who'd we get? Okay, this is from a receiver, and this builder went bankrupt. So he's got $5.9 million in trust.
Which one went bankrupt?
It's in Hart, it's called Heart Lake Limited. I believe even that's the name of the project, yeah. We had 3 of them, anyway, so we have 3 sitting there, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen with those. We shall see. Home staging companies, I mentioned this before, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but you guys take a listing, you don't, hopefully you're not doing it anymore, but with stagers, but you guys take a listing, and in the past you pay for staging, house would sell, everybody's happy. Today, you pay for staging, house doesn't sell, nobody's happy. My contention was always, how is it that a stager, why isn't a stager in like us, like you physically, like you've done all this work, place didn't sell, you never got paid. Why would they get paid? I'm just curious. You know what I mean? Well, they put physical space in the house, so they get paid. Well, I put my physical time in too, right? So somehow time isn't the same as anything. So if you talk with stagers, and this company here says home stager companies forced to adapt as sellers pull back in slow market. So the article here is saying that the sellers are paying the staging. So if you think that you're paying staging because everybody else is, you're not. If you're paying for staging today, you're probably the only agent doing it. Just so you know, even though you'll see on these signs, free staging, just be careful. It's free staging after it sells. Seller pays for it first, property sells, then you get reimbursed. That's free. But well, yeah, but have fun collecting it, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what the suggestion here was, oh, if the property doesn't sell, the seller reimburse me. Yeah, okay.
You usually know before you list the property. Or when you list the
You got to
property,
feel it
it's
out.
not a problem.
Yeah, you got to feel out whether it's going to be overpriced, underpriced, whether it's, you know.
Overpriced, then obviously it's too far.
But in here, they're talking about how it's tough for the stagers right now because what they've done, they've got warehouses full of furniture that they're having to pay, and nobody, and the listings are down and nothing's selling, so they're struggling too. So they're actually going with virtual staging. I'm not sure. Like, you guys, has anybody done virtual staging yet? Has it been a positive or negative? People tell me that it's a negative because the buyer goes to the house, it's not what they saw. It's that,
I had a weird shit on condo that like, the owner didn't want to stage, but it needed to be staged so that buyer could envision how to set it up, because it was so strange to set up, like naturally. So by doing a virtual, it gave buyers like an idea of how they could set it up so that it would work for this random, like,
you know, for $300, what it is, it's,
it was free. It was, they offered a free, like,
okay, but
trial thing, and so I just did it, and then it worked out.
so, but normally they charge $50 a room or something.
That's not very
Oh, well. Survey shows 87% of Canadians choose real estate investing over stocks for extra income in 2024. So they're saying here that they did a study and they talked to a bunch of people, and they're saying that rather than investing in the stock market, people would rather buy real estate. So you're talking to your past clients, maybe you want to set that up too, saying that, there's a good lead magnet. 87% of Canadians choose real estate over stock markets. Give me a call and ask me why. Right? It's a big number, right? Oh, it's done. Sluggish new GTA homes push inventory to 9-year high. So I talked about how things are difficult with the new homes right now, but now they actually have more inventory than they've ever had. They've got inventory of 20,000 units. How many do we have in resale? How many active listings? 11,000? Brand new, there's 20,000.
What's that?
20,000 in standing inventory for new homes, which includes condos.
Which city?
I think it's called Toronto.
See, not GT.
Los Angeles.
Not GT.
Doesn't matter, right? Okay, so buyers are at the gate. You have this feeling? Do you have pent-up demand for buyers? Do you feel that? Do you feel that buyers are like waiting for the floodgate, waiting to get going, and they're waiting for what?
Interest rates.
So last Wednesday, was it? Last Wednesday, the Bank of Canada decided to hold the rates at 5%. And I'm told, Brandon's not here, but I'm told that the bond rates have actually gone down. So the 5-year fixed rate mortgages have gone down. So will they go down? If they went down, how much do you think they'll go down? 1/4 point? What does the buyers think? No, the buyers want to wait, or the buyers think are going to cut. Are they thinking like a 1/4 point drop, or are they thinking they can be like 1.5 or?
The latter.
Right. So that's it, right? So there's really nothing to wait for other than, it's there, but. And they're saying here that now, if the banks reduce the rates, they're worried that it's going to be a huge flood and it's going to jack up prices again.
No.
No? You don't think that if they dropped, well, not a 1/4 point, no, but if they dropped at 1.5 point, I think there'd be a bit of a flood.
1.5% it will not go down. And the 20% to sell now. Because buyers are waiting for the rate to drop. They're not waiting for the rate to drop. They're waiting for, they want to buy now so they can lock the rate and the rate come down. Sellers are waiting for the rate to drop.
So
you have lots of listings. What's the rate? If you want to sell now, then the rate drop.
So Shiv's saying that if the rates drop, then the sellers will come to the market, right? The sellers are waiting for
They're waiting for a rate to drop before they put their house in the market, and we're going to have flooded of home for sale.
And okay, and why would they just want to get that logic there? So why would the sellers want to look forward to a discount? Because there's more buyers that can afford it?
So there's more buyers, the prices go up.
And the prices and the prices.
I'm telling them my price will not go up because there's going to be, just like you, there's thousands of people waiting for the rate to drop before they put their house for sale.
Okay, so just for those at home there, Shiv's very insightful, right? So Shiv's saying here that if the rates do drop, then there's going to be more inventory in the property, which will offset the demand. Okay? So this is a good thing for you to remember talking to your clients. Clients say, I want to wait. And then, I don't know if it's true or not true, but it's good words, right? If
Are you the only one waiting? Or there's thousands of other people waiting?
Right? So this is called objection handling, right? You follow this? Right? Little chart here, in case anybody's interested. It goes up and down, up and down. Every time it went up is when the interest rates were low, and every time it went down is when the government increased the interest rates. So it's a direct correlation, interest rates to prices. So it's important. We never really talked about, remember years ago, we never even talked about interest rates because they weren't doing up and down, up and down. This agent here has done well, very well, up in Barrie. And I just sort of talk about some things he talks about. So when this person was door knocking, just for scripts, and we have Mike Ferry scripts, you have door knocking scripts. This is a good script that he used. He says, hey, it's so-and-so from such and such. He says, we just listed a home down the street. And this could be a door knock or even a phone call, but it's a good little script. Just listed a home down the street from you. We're really excited about it. We're curious and we're working hard for our sellers and want to get it sold. Do you know anyone looking to move in the neighborhood? Any friends, family? Wouldn't it be nice to pick your own neighborhood? A little hokey there, but wouldn't it be nice to pick your own neighbors? And then at the end of the conversation, oh, by the way, have you thought about selling yourself? You know, it's just another way, another Mike Ferry way of talking, but it is a script. And if you are doing door knocking, why not use the type of script or a phone call and a little script? Once you've got that script, you're all set, right?
There's a script.
You can make what one you want, but I thought that was a cute one, right? On the listing presentation, this person here would set up a listing presentation with a 30-minute window because then we'll get all panicked if he was late. Do you guys do that? Do you say I'll meet you at 8 o'clock, or do you say I'll meet you between 8 and 8:30?
What's that?
If you have an appointment with a client, do you meet them at, do you say I'll meet you at 8 o'clock, or do you say I'll meet you between 8 and 8:30? Okay. And if you're late, you feel like,
Not on time.
okay?
No, because you have multiple appointments in time.
I'm just thinking, like, rather than setting yourself up for disaster, you tell the guy 8 o'clock and you show up at 8:15, you already got a bad foot in the door as it is.
No, you should be scheduling yourself on time to go out and reach at the time.
No, I have an appointment at 7 o'clock. I should be okay 8 o'clock, but I'll meet you between 8 and 8:30, just in case if I get delayed.
No. What, no, he's not talking, wait, okay, listen again. So you gotta listen to the words, okay? I have another appointment at 7 o'clock. Hopefully I'll finish on time. I should be there between 8 and 8:30. I'm so busy. I have another guy I'm listening to. I've got another listing presentation at 6 o'clock.
I will show you appointment.
All right, showing an appointment for the buyer. Because I got all these buyers.
Not the same person.
Yeah, that's right, all the buyers, yeah.
I'm showing properties today. I should be finished by 7.
7 o'clock. And I will see you at 8 o'clock, just in case if you get delayed. I'll be there between 8 and 8.
And you're giving the impression that you've got buyers.
Yeah.
You're giving the impression that you're
Not
busy.
listing appointment.
All right.
That was a-
Would you rather have somebody, you know, I'm working buyers, I'll meet you, or you have some, oh, I'm free all day. When are you available?
Yeah.
You understand the psychology?
Yeah.
All right. Then he walks in to the house, pays a compliment. This goes way, way back. This is like Mike or Tom Hopkins stuff. Walk in the house, pay a compliment home, take a tour of the home, then sit down and deliver a listing presentation. Okay. And the reason why I say listing presentation, I know I did a little survey. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just gonna guess here. 10% of the agents do listing presentations. Everybody else,
10%?
10%, I'm just wild guess. Everybody else brings their comparables and shows them listings. They don't do a presentation. Am I true, or is it true or not true? And then the same agents, oh, nobody wants to pay commission. Because you haven't had the time to do the proper presentation and show your value. So one goes with the other, right? So anyways, he does proper listing presentation. And the focus on his presentation is to be very clear about what differentiates himself from other realtors and adds value to the seller. That's the purpose of the listing presentation, to show what he does that the next guy's not going to do, or the last guy that sold the house. This go stuff, right? This one here was a good thing there. This is like a powerful questions to co-create an agenda for your meeting. Mike Ferry said, or not Mike Ferry, Floyd Wickman years ago would say at the meeting, the first thing he could talk about was Safe Island. And he'd say, Mr. Seller, right? My objective of our meeting today is for you to ask a bunch of questions. I'm gonna ask you questions, you're gonna ask me questions, and I'm gonna show you what I do. I'm gonna show you my marketing, I'm gonna show you what you value the property. When we're all finished today, hopefully we can come to a decision. You're gonna hire me, you're not gonna hire me either way. You're gonna list with me, or I don't wanna take your listing, or we'll both agree on either one's fine with me. So it doesn't matter the words, the point is that you're laying out the meeting, what the agenda is, because what they'll wanna do, they don't know, they don't have a script. Your client doesn't have a script. So I don't know, you tell me this is true. You sit down with your client says, what's your commission? Is that the first question? It's because you haven't laid out the agenda. You haven't said, we're gonna talk about that stuff at the end, once you've done your presentation. So set the agenda, and then talk about the things that are the needle point. Maybe the objection commission will not even come up after you've shown all the things that you can do and what you're gonna do and what you've done for past clients. The commission part doesn't even come up. So when Mike Ferry says his objection handling technique is will you do your commission, will you do 3% commission? He says, no. Any other questions? He's already done his presentation. It's not like the first question the guy asked. He's already gone through the whole, he's already,
And that's not always the right thing.
right? No, I'm not saying you do that.
But my experience is-
No, but the point is there. So this guy here, he's saying here, what would you like to get out of our conversation today? It's a question to the client, get the client involved with the agenda. Is there anything else, right? Can I share with you what I would like to get out of the conversation today? Where would you like to start? So we're getting a little bit of control, but you're still in control, right? And then you do your presentation. So either Safe Island or some type of agenda, set it all up so that you're in control, not them. Found a good way to get rid of competition.
I think my very presentation is one of the best.
Probably, yeah. But his presentation is, you gotta do the other stuff as well. You have to send your Peterson package. You have to do everything to him.
No, you don't have to do everything, but his listing presentation is, you can get a listing in 1 minute, not half. I'm talking about 1 minute, ask you
can.
3 questions, sign up.
You can. So how do you get rid of competition? This guy from Sutton Group in Quebec, he's a broker of record. He got rid of his competition by burning Royal Page down and burning Remax down.
Wow.
And he got arrested.
Oh my God.
Oh, somebody said something about me.
About you? Not in this case. Don't say that now.
Listing appointment, let me just tell you. She said, I just sold a property, second property. She said, I really wanted to list with you. But I talked to 2 agents. I won't mention the name of the agent. Okay. And after both, I've interviewed both. I said, I think I'm going to go with this. She never called. This agent told this seller, really? He spent most of his time in the court cases.
You're kidding.
She said, I'm willing to testify. She said, he spent more, and she said, I was so unhappy with what he did. He spent most of the time in court cases. And she said, you just sold my property, I'm so happy. And she said, that's what changed my mind, and I end up listing it. Because he's got so many court cases
Yeah.
that people suing him for one thing or the other. And
People say all kinds of things you don't know, right? So this guy here, he got
A lot of
mad.
people that said they're working with my office and here and there, and they work with together, and they have done all kind of things. People, they do a lot of things.
So this fellow here, he didn't like the competition. So again, he was a Sutton Group there, and he torched the house, well, the office from the Remax and an office from Royal Page.
I said, what did they do?
Burn it down.
Burnt down houses.
The offices.
And then Bad Boy, everybody know Bad Boy. Bad Boy's officially out of business again. Bad Boy was around when I was a kid, and every time they resurrected themselves all the time. But I wonder if they're
No,
gone.
but the
They're
bad
gone
thing
forever.
about bad boys, they took a deposit from people the day they were closing.
Yeah, they always do that too.
They announced at night and they took a deposit in the afternoon, and people not getting their deposit back. And I know Blaine personally, okay, very well. And I said, Blaine, that's so stupid. That you took you should have told, you should have at least given these people their deposit back. And they didn't do that. And these are people who are bad boys, they're like a working class people. They're like a low, they're like people who get Tim Hortons.
Okay, so next week they're talking about here on that's this week then. This week you're all going to get emails, and Treb is going to launch the new 2-step as well. So not only with Cent 21, but you're also going to have 2-step verification with your Treb when you log in there. Once you get the email from them, everybody has to do it individually. You'll get instructions. Instructions to do it on Treb as well. 2-step verification again with that. And they're going to eliminate the Clarity app, right? So you won't have the Clarity app, but you'll just have the 2-step verification.
Blaine, I missed
It's a simple
something.
thing.
What are the prices, how much is the price up since last January, as of yesterday? You said 31% sales are up.
No, those are unit sales. I don't track prices.
You don't track.
Not till the end of the month. But the average price now has been about $1,050,000 for the last, well, $1,050,000, $1,080,000, $1,030,000, $1,000. It's all been about that for the last 6 months. Yeah, so if I remember right, last year, December was actually up, what, 5% from December last year, but it was down 3% year to date. So if you do the year to date sales, it's actually less. And last year we had like, what, 67,000 sales. This year I heard a guy predicting on the weekend that this year we might have 80,000 units, which is better than 67. 67 is probably the worst we've had, what, over 20 years, right? Yeah, okay, that's good. And I heard a big sigh of relief the other day when 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 Trev announced they're gonna wait for Realm for July. But hopefully those guys were ready for the end of January are still gonna move forward. Because it's not gonna go away still. But here's what I think happened. I don't know, it could be wrong, but I don't think it's a matter of us being willing to change. I think it's a matter of the program not working. Because I don't think the CMA doesn't work properly. Some other little glitches here and there. It's not quite there. So I think they haven't got all the bugs out yet. So I think it's more them than it is us, I believe.
Too many issues.
Is everybody okay with the Ontario Wellness Plan? Are we all done
Is
that?
there a choice?
Carly and Paige and Katelyn were saying to me they didn't understand that being a brokerage there also meant we had to be an administrator for the insurance plan because everybody's asking us what's covered.
Oh, no.
Right? What's covered? I don't know what's covered.
And you have to fill up those forms.
So Realm, I want to make sure you're clear on Realm, and I think you should be using it. Realm, I use Realm almost exclusively now. I don't use Stratus that much. Anybody else? Anybody else use Stratus or Realm? I use Realm all the time now. I find it easier. It does it quicker for what I want. Gives you more information. It's a little bit slower. There's a lot of information to be given, but I find it okay. Contacts. All right. You can export there's two things on Stratus you want to be very clear about. There's your contacts and your prospect searches, two different things. Okay. Your contacts are there so that if you want to send an email or else the contacts in your book and it's already saved, right? You can export your contacts from Stratus into Realm, no problem. Prospect searches, different thing. You can also download your prospect searches into Realm, and it'll save it as a saved search. So if you go to Realm on Save Searches, View All, you're going to see all those saved searches that are there. But that's only half the story. The other half of the story is you have to assign those searches to your client. Because right now it's a search. It's not assigned to anybody. It's just a search. So we want you to, or Trev wants you to create your contact first, download your contacts first, import your contacts first, then do your prospect searches, and then you have the prospect searches, three little dots. You're going to click on 3 little dots and say settings. You're going to settings and assign this search to that client. I tried to make that simple. That's simple, right?
It's easy. It's
You got 2 lists, right? You got a contact list, and you got these saved searches. Saved searches for who? Oh, for this guy. And then connect the 2, and that's it. I'm shocked that no one has any questions. It's good.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows that, right? What are you telling us already, right? Okay. You all know about Cent21Fulton phonelist.com. That's your phone list. That's for the do not call list. Make sure you're doing on that. Careful on your reruns on MLS. We have an agent that reran a listing multiple times, and now Trev's taking the task. You cannot just rerun listings. You must have a material fact. Any material fact has to have an amendment done with the seller's signature. You can't just go in there. Just can't go in there and make a change, right? You gotta have an amendment with the seller's signature. So watch out
We
for
get
that.
seller's signature instead of 60 days, closing 45 days, and that would be redone.
That one's okay. That's not.
Would that be redone?
That would be no be a rerun, but it'll be an update.
So what, okay, would that have a new update?
No,
date?
no,
So
not
what
that.
would get you the update?
Material facts, change in the price, changing the closing date, because, the closing date, that would change it too, right? The closing date would require that too. That would do a rerun. But if you just changed it from red carpet to blue carpet, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, of course.
We asked you guys on Realm to set yourself up on a search so you see what your client sees. Make sure you try to do that too, right? Just so see what's happening with that. And what else I want to talk about? Okay, you've all got web pages. You've all got your Cent 21 web page. You should actually go in there sometime and check on it. Make sure that it says what you want it to say, because your clients, when they Google you, they're going to see that too. So make sure your photo's up to date. Make sure that the contact information works. If you we're still trying to figure this out, maybe we're going to give us some work here. But if I go to your web page and I go to the Facebook on the bottom of the page, Facebook, it goes to Cent 21 in Canada unless you've changed it, because we don't know what your Facebook address is. So we put in Cent 21 in Canada. So if you want it to go to your Facebook, you got to go in there and change it. Same with your Instagram, right? If you got a web page with an Instagram button there, that Instagram button goes to Cent 21 in Canada. It doesn't go to you unless you've changed it. Right? And if you've not looked at your web page is identical to your neighbor, except for your face and the name. Otherwise, they're identical. So go in there and customize it. That's things to do that too. Now back to Teresa, the final thing. I'm going to talk about Teresa one more time. I got an email. Did you guys get an email last week from Maria? I haven't got it here. I thought I printed it out, but I don't have it. Both forms, right? Anyway, so let's do it off the top of my head. So we struggled and I asked these questions. I've been to all kinds of meetings. Nelson and I and Carly and Jenny, we've all been to these meetings here, and now we said that it didn't make any sense. They have limited service agreements, they have mere posting agreements, they got rid of customer service. Like, it didn't make any sense of how things work. So I asked Rico, for instance, a mere posting. If you have a mere posting, let's say you got property guys. Property guys will put a listing on MLS under PG Realty or something, whatever it's called, and they offer $1. So in the past, if you had a buyer for that, you use what's called Form 202, and you have a limited service. You'd have a commission agreement with the seller to pay you commission. The government, RIA came in and said that form is no longer valid. So okay, great, no problem. What form replaces it? I said none.
How do you get commission?
So none. So the property guys say, okay, this is how you get commission. On the confirmation representation form 320, you put in there that the seller agreed to pay you commission. My problem is if I go to a judge and go to a court and say, I want to get paid on this confirmation, he's going to say, what's this? It's not a listing agreement, right? So it doesn't work. So I asked Rico, Joe, what do I do? And he says, oh, put a clause in there. And I said, you got to tell us all what to do. You got to give us a bulletin. You got to tell us what to do. And we're all lost out here. Nobody's doing anything. So Joe sent you all this remuneration guide.
Is that? Yeah.
You guys all got this, right? So this is how you get paid on a mere posting. You look at this page here, and then you look at this page here, and you gotta look at this page over here too. And all I wanted was just tell me what to do. And what everybody loves doing, both the RIA and Rico, they like telling us what not to do, but nobody tells us what to do. So we created a clause. We ran it by a RIA who told us that Form 202 doesn't. And RIA wrote back and says, oh, we don't agree with Rico. We don't think that's the way to do it. Okay, great, no problem. How do we do it? Crickets. So it's extremely frustrating. We know what to do in the meantime. We have a clause, we use the clause. I get an email on Thursday or Friday from a RIA saying, oh, I guess it's not, I don't know what it said, but they said, okay, we're going to change the limited service agreement. We're going to change the Form 320. We're going to change this form because the forms don't make any sense. Have anybody looked at the new Form 320? Can you guys understand that? It's 3 pages long. It's very, very complex. So they're going to change that to when? I don't know when, but they should have done it before they even came out with it. So we spent all hours and hours and hours and hours trying to figure this thing out. Now, and we knew it was silly, and it is silly, and they'll be changing things. But what they're going to change to, we don't know. The world's upside down, right? the Middle East is upside down, everything's upside down. I don't know why I did this. I just printed this out just for fun. Yeah, so this is the real, they eliminate the limited service agreements, the creation of listing agreements for both that's the other one. I said to them the very first meeting, what's this designated representation stuff? I don't like it at all. He looked at me like I had 3 heads. He said, no, there's no other form, that's the form. So it doesn't make any sense, I don't want it. So I've told you guys, don't fill out the DR if you don't have to. I'm okay with not filling it out. So now they decided, now we're gonna create 2 forms. One's a DR, one's without DR. So I know which way we're going, so. Good. Anyways, back to my thing, they're talking about all the different, okay, and then what else would change? Termination clause for multiple representation, okay, creation of disclosure form, okay, there's the other one. They said we had to have a disclosure form. Disclosure had to have disclosure at the prominent. Everybody had to say disclosure form, so we had to create our own form because there wasn't any forms. So now they create another form, which is good. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so going on in the world, and then Mexico, they've decided that they're going to return to bullfighting.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so weird. Like it's gone. So now they're going to allow bullfighting again, which is a tradition. I guess it's a culture and everything else. But it just seems so bizarre to me. The whole world's so moving on. Like it's. Anybody seen a bullfight, by the way? Thanks.
Not nice.
And then 2 more things. Back to your webpage. For $121, Katelyn talked about this as well. I think we talked about it last week. $121, this Central 21, they'll have somebody go in there and they'll make your page look different than your neighbors. So if anybody wants to spend $121 and get their web page customized just a little bit, some other words may make it a little SEO capable, then there we go. Just have to go to your Central 21, you'll see what's there.
It's American dollar, right?
It's Canada. It's Canadian. And then finally, I got in the mail. Did you guys get in the mail? Actually, I did not get in the mail. Got it downstairs. The Toronto vacant tax. So I got my tax bill. Did anybody get their tax bills for their houses? So I've got property in Durham, so I got my tax bill there, but also in Toronto, I have a rental property downtown. And I got my tax bill, and in the tax bill was a little white paper. A little piece of paper like this, not much. And it was your declaration for your vacant home tax. Last year, they gave us a yellow, looked like a parking ticket, very bold, very yellow ticket, and you can see on there, you could do your declaration for vacant tax, right? But now it's this little thing here, and it says, oh, just a reminder. I never got the first one. It wasn't any reminder. It was in there. I guess reminder was supposed to remember, right? So it's a white thing there, and it's due by. Wish I had it here. I want to say February 29th. Yeah, end of February. You have to declare for 2023 whether that property was vacant or not for 6 months or more. If you do not declare, if you do not go to the website and log in with your roll number and your name and go in there and declare whether it's a principal residence or not, whether it's vacant or not, if your client doesn't go in and fill that out, then they're going to be charged 1% on their tax bill for that property.
That's gonna be like everything.
Well, they did it last year too, right? So it's no different. So it happened last year as well. So going back to your lead magnet, right? Got it. You have an investment property, vacant it, or you have an investment property downtown. Give me a call for things to save money. Now,
You just fill up the form or do you gotta go on internet?
you go internet. There's no form. You have to go internet. Here's the kicker though. For 2023, the tax is 1% of the assessed value. For 2024, the tax is 3% of the assessed value. So if you had a property that was assessed at $1 million that's vacant, in 2023, you'd pay $10,000 vacancy tax. 2024, you're paying $30,000 vacancy tax. Just to show you the importance of
That's
those.
only Toronto.
That's just Toronto, but I know they also have it in Hamilton, and they also have it in Ottawa. but I don't know what the percentages are. So another lead magnet for your client database. Call me to find out about, these types of things. So you need to talk to your clients that have investment properties that may be vacant, and if it's not vacant, you want a conversation with the client, so you want to talk about this. So you got to February 29th, something to have a conversation with your clients, your investor clients.
How they know that this is not a lie? So I can just go there and say,
Yeah, so when you go to the thing, and I printed it out too, rats, must be downstairs. Oh, no, it's here. Here we go, here we go. So it says here, failure to submit a declaration of occupancy status by the deadline may result in a $250 fine. So if you don't do it and forget, you do it later, you could pay another $250. False declarations of occupancy status or failure to provide information when requested will result in a fine of up to $10,000 plus the tax. And in here, when you fill it out, you're also giving them permission to communicate with CRA, which means your tenant, or you're not your tenant. I don't know, there won't be any tenant claiming rent on your vacant unit.
Yeah.
Therefore,
The cheating theory.
you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like most tenants, if you fill out your taxes, they say on your tax return, did you pay rent? Yes. And where did you rent from? And where's your rent receipt? And there it all is. And they'll just, and if there was no rent receipt, then it's vacant.
What was the minimum income that you claim your tenant rent? Is it $35,000?
I don't know. What's that?
I thought it was $35,000. Somebody like $35,000 income below, they cannot claim the rent.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Or, I'm sorry, above 35,000, they
Yeah.
cannot claim the rent. Under 35,000, they can claim the rent.
Not sure. All personal information collected by the city will be collected, used, and disclosed in accordance with the Municipal Freedom and Information Protection Act. So that's up the top. So it's a freedom of information. So if the CRA asks for the information, they can do it. It's no big deal. You just go there and you click on the button, right? If they want to lie, then it's it's $10,000. Right? Well, of the 11,400 active listings we have right now,
800.
11,800, 6,500 of them are vacant.
6,500.
6,500 are vacant.
Wow.
More than half.
So there's lots.
Yeah.
So these are guys trying to sell it because these are all investors that bought during the time, right? These would have all, and this is what I'm telling everybody too. If you've got clients that bought in 22 and 21, they bought investment properties to rent out, now they're trying to get rid of them because the rent doesn't cover the mortgage. So the tenant moves out, they want to sell them. So if you've got clients like that, make sure you're in their face and you want to talk to them. Make sure they know that you're there. Okay, anybody have any properties you want to talk about? No? No? Everybody's all sold out? Eh?
Properties.
Anybody have any opinion what's going on with the market? Everybody think the market's going to pick up in the next 2 weeks? Right? You know, it's up 31% already, which is not enough. Anyways, anything else? Okay, folks. All right. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Okay, see y'all. Next week will be the girls. No, just the girls. Don't go away.
Or nosy.
I have a comment. I know what
You're first on my list.
I'm gonna do.
Do you know how to do it?
See? You do not